My name is Noah Quintero, and I am grateful to be here with Mr. Aaron Luther from the 49ers.
How's it going, Noah?
Pretty good. What about yourself?
Doing well, doing well. So excited to connect with you today.
All right, we'll start off with the question number one. Would you provide a brief summary of your current role and primary responsibilities?
Yeah, so I currently work for the San Francisco 49ers. My title is Manager of Corporate Partnership Sales. My job is bringing new partners on board to the Niners, as well as keeping old ones as well. So I'm renewing as well as looking for new partners to come on board with us. So currently at the Niners, we have about just under 70 partners, which is actually the lowest in the NFL. We do that by design. Really want to make sure that our families feel like, or our partners feel like they're part of the family. But yeah, so my job is usually bring like two to probably five new partners on board every year. I have two other counterparts that do the same thing, and then we have a partnership team of about 14 people.
All right, very cool. And what key lessons have you learned from working in sports?
Yeah, there's been a lot. So this is technically my fifth sports team that I've been a part of. So there's been a lot of like lessons going on throughout my time in sports. But big key takeaways is just, your job is very desirable to a lot of people. So you need to learn how to work hard and be determined on what you want to do. You really have to love sports and want to be involved in sports because it's not always going to be as glamorous as you think. You're working weekends, you're working late nights during the week. So it's all about finding that passion that you really enjoy being a part of a sports team.
Yeah. What other five teams have you worked for?
Yeah, so I kind of got my start in sports. So when I was in college, I played soccer. I only played for a year though. After about a year of playing soccer, I was like, man, I really still want to be in athletics to some extent, but I don't really want to be like a coach. So I took like a minor league baseball team. They had like an internship. And it was like at the time, I don't think you can do this now, but at that time you could do unpaid internships. So I did like a non-paid internship for like, let's say it was like 8 months long. So, and I was probably working like 25 to 35 hours a week. So it was quite a bit for not being paid, but you have to show that you're committed and want to be a part of it. So that was the Omaha Storm Chasers. They're a AAA affiliate of the Kansas City Royals. From there, I went to Nebraska Omaha. That's the school that I went to. I kind of found out about corporate partnerships from the AAA baseball team. It was more like an introductory internship where you could learn every kind of facet within sports. I was really connected with like the corporate partnership aspect of it. So I from there I found out what Learfield, IMG, and all those third-party entities are for college athletics. So at the time, Learfield was at Nebraska Omaha. I got a job with them working at the school that I went to, and I was still a student there. So I was like a coordinator. I like handled all the activations and brought everything to life. So all the background noise to the people who are selling, I was like building decks. I was like writing contracts and then activating on game days. But it was cool because I like hired a team of game day interns that I would like manage and make sure they would kind of fulfill everything that took place on game days. From there, I went to Fresno State. That was also underneath the Learfield umbrella. I wanted to get to California. Most of my family's from out here. And that was kind of the first step. So didn't have any family in Fresno, but so that was kind of new to me. But then, so I was there for about 2 years. I switched to Golden State, worked for their organization. I was super specific to also their G League team. So I reported up to Golden State and also like oversaw all the partnerships for their G League team, which was cool. And then yeah, transitioned to the Niners about 3 years ago.
Very nice. Yeah, the Bay is very different from Fresno.
Yeah, and that's like majority of my family lives in San Diego, and then my sister and my brother-in-law live in the Bay Area. So I wanted to get to one of the two.
Yeah. All right. The next question I have for you are what are 1 or 2 highlights from your sports career?
Yeah. So there's a couple just like fun things that I've been a part of that have been awesome. So I'll speak on those first. So in 2018, I was part of the Golden State Warriors organization, and going to Cleveland for Game 4, where we swept Cleveland, was pretty awesome. So like flew out. It was like a 28-hour trip. Like the whole staff, we like chartered a jet, went out there, touchdown. It was kind of like a party most of the time, but it was a lot of fun. Really rewarding too. It was awesome to see the Warriors win. Then we came back and we were a big part of the parade and everything that took place in the Bay Area, which was awesome. But yeah, that was a really cool moment. Also in 2019 into 2020, with the 49ers, we made it to the Super Bowl and had a Super Bowl run. So spending like a week in Miami was really cool, really, really cool, and really enjoyed all those things. So those are kind of the like benefits that you get of being a part of a sports team. There's obviously a lot of things behind the scenes that you're still doing. Um, and I guess to answer your question, there's been a lot of partnerships that are just as rewarding that I've been a part of, which is cool.
All right, very cool, very cool. Yeah, Miami for a week doesn't sound bad.
Yeah,
Especially
no,
during that's like during spring break. The Super Bowl was the first week of
yeah,
February, right?
first week of February. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, any Super Bowl, no matter where it is, every year, it's absolute madness because there's like events that take place and like all these big companies come into town and host like parties. So like Nike will have a party, Adidas will have like a party. So it's a great, like I say party, but I mean they are parties, but it's a great way to connect with so many people, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So
All right. And the last question I have for you is, what advice would you offer college students or recent graduates pursuing a career in sports?
yeah, I would say it's really hard to get a start in sports, especially I would say it's harder to get. So I'm in the corporate partnership realm. So depending on what area you want to be in, it's hard to kind of have like a team take a break on you, like take a chance on you, I guess is what I'm trying to say. When you don't really have experience, right? So a lot of places require all this sort of experience. So my advice would be there's so many volunteer things that you can do and internships that you can do. Um, some might be paid, the volunteer things would obviously not be paid, but ultimately you need to get your name out there. People need to know that you really want to work and be a part of sports. And the only way to do that is like by putting yourself in front and out there. So actually, when I was at Fresno State, had this like I was kind of a mentor to him. He was a college student, and he kind of came in. I helped him a little bit. He did a lot of different volunteer things. I know when we hosted the national championship for college football, CFP, college football playoffs, that was Alabama versus Clemson in 2000 at the beginning of 2019. Had transitioned obviously from Fresno State, but we got him like a volunteer job there. He volunteered at like NBA Summer League in Vegas. He's done all these different things, and now he's like works for an agency in sports and works directly with NBA players, which is really cool. So I think it's really sweet to see the hustle that you can do to get to a certain point, but it's all about your connections. Honestly, I wouldn't be in the position that I am in today if I didn't have the connections that I have. So,
All
and
right.
only one way to get those connections, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Doing things like this and just putting yourself out there.
for sure, for sure.
All right. Thank you, Aaron. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.
Okay.